Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hello, I'm Lucy, and this is the Clarity Podcast. Welcome back. I have re-recorded an episode twice prior to this, but I left the end of the episode feeling like I had more to say, and so I thought, you know what, just do it. And then I saw a couple of things today, only on social media, but I saw a couple of things today that were exactly this topic and exactly what I was wanted to communicate with the world. And so I thought, oh, that must be a sign. So this is part 2 to the Christ consciousness episode. So if you're carrying on from that episode, great. If you're not, the gist of it is that I believe no matter what religion you are, whether you follow a religion or not, whether you're born again, whether you're agnostic, atheist, whatever, I believe that we should all have a Christ consciousness. I'll try that again. A Christ consciousness approach to daily life, being a good person, basically, to the highest level. And I've seen a lot of people lately putting spirituality down and even calling it demonic. And that is what inspired this episode, because everything that I personally follow or believe or try to embody about spirituality is everything that sits within nature. So the fact that there is a organization of some sort that can call nature demonic or have it be the equivalent of, I just really struggle with. And so I just wanted to put it out there in that episode that I am all for everybody turning to something that gives them faith, that allows them to believe in something that makes them want to be a better person, that heals them, that brings some clarity, that fills them with love and joy, whatever it may be, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. However, I don't agree with the judgment put on other people's paths, whatever they may be. I'm not saying that there are some parts of spirituality that aren't dark, because there's parts to every religion and every following and every path that is dark. There's light and shadow in everything, there's duality in everything. But to slander an entire I wouldn't even know how to box in spirituality because it's so diverse, but to slander the whole thing is basically slandering nature and oneness and divinity and love and light. And so that is what led me on to this part 2, because what I didn't get to say in that episode was that however you interpret the Bible is entirely your prerogative, and there are mass beliefs about how that Bible should be interpreted, and that's great. There are individual beliefs about how it should be interpreted, and that's great as well. However, what I think a lot of people don't know is how much of the Bible has been removed and doctored and hidden and extracted from us. And this is the quote that led me here today. My God, we got there eventually. I like to talk, don't I? It's a good job I'm on a podcast. Okay. This was from a gospel that was removed from the Bible. Do not look for me outside yourself. The divine lives within. And that was the gospel of Mary Magdalene, who was a healer and who you would probably now call a witch because of the things that she did and the way that society has defined the term witch. And that's why she was removed, because her gospel and her words within the Bible empowered women, empowered the matriarchy, explained and taught how powerful women are and our place within the world, and how I have to put this lightly, I'm just encouraging you to do research around that. That's all. She was not a prostitute, and that's how she was demonized, because she was close to Jesus Christ. And they have used certain people within the Bible to symbolize certain things to make narratives fit. That's all I will say. I am not in any way, shape, or form taken away from the teachings of the Bible. However, don't let it take away your power. Yeah. And also, something that I wanted to say was how much they have doctored the Bible to become a symbol of patriarchy and how it fits the patriarchy narrative. And if you are a woman that follows the Bible or a religion, then I urge you to look into matriarchy versus patriarchy, and how much history has used religions as a way to drive that structure and that dynamic within society, and how half the world's problems would not be in place right now if this was a matriarchy and the world was centered around women and children. And ultimately, the divine masculine and feminine sacred union to procreate is centered around the woman and the child. And that aligns with human design. And so we are living out of alignment purely by being in a patriarchy. To contrast that with the matriarchal view or the matriarchal view, however you say it, it centers on the sacred union and the natural world. And in a matriarchy or matriarchy, power is inherent and nurtured from within rather than granted by an external institution. Wow. So it really does embody Christ consciousness. Oh my goodness. And Mary Magdalene, again, as the ultimate example, a powerful woman who understood her inner world and was demonized and removed from the narrative because her self-sovereignty and the level of her consciousness threatened the patriarchal control of the time, or of the time when it was removed. I need to state again that everything I'm saying is my belief through everything I've come to learn about life so far, through all my experiences, through how I have perceived the world. This is my opinion. I'm not stating any of this to make you agree with me. I'm stating it because I feel called to share my thoughts, and for people who are curious or maybe want to know what to research to make up their own minds. This is the only reason why I'm putting it out there. It's not to say that you are wrong if you are completely, fully committed to any religion. This is just how I perceive it. And I feel as though I need to be very clear about the fact that I'm not saying religion is the same as any person's God, any God that anybody believes in, whatever you want to call it. I believe religion is separate from that. It's training people to look for God in a building or a book rather than within themselves. and it keeps your focus external, and it keeps you distracted from looking within, and it ensures that you never look inwards to fully discover your own sovereignty and your own power and the capabilities of your own consciousness. The church or religion, as I said prior to this, labels things in spirituality as demonic, but things like meditation or yoga, or psychedelics, or anything that connects you more to yourself and to your inner world, it labels it as demonic. And I just cannot help but feel as though that is a tactic to prevent you from using these very tools to reveal the power of your own consciousness. And that's why I just wanted to get this out there, because I believe that Christ as a person was real personally, and I believe that he did have teachings, and I do believe that he was a way shower and he was trying to get people to realize that they have the divine within them. That's my opinion. But I feel like religion has been used to control people and to keep us in this sort of slave society, like I said, of looking externally. While the teachings of Christ focus on love and forgiveness and honesty and all of those incredible morals that we should all embody as people, I just feel that the religious systems have used fear and judgment to keep people compliant within the societal structure. I said it. I said what I said. Oh, that was a truth that I was probably a bit scared to share, but yeah, I said it. And I just think that studying yourself and things like journaling and reflection and shadow work and solitude and a ton of other things, meditations, whatever path works for you, but those tools and those modalities, I feel like they can lead to the realization that we are all God. We are all God experiencing itself. We are all Christ consciousness. We are all source power. We are all creation experiencing itself. And once you realize that you are the co-creator of this reality, the slave society loses its power over you. And even though I know this, I'm still not even there yet. Because even though I know that I have the control, it's still so hard to master those daily things of controlling your thoughts and what you think and what you embody in your actions and your intent, and shifting your identity from who you have been made to be versus who you truly are as a soul underneath all the conditioning. And I imagine it takes lifetimes. It's hard to do, but I think a massive step towards that is this Christ consciousness that we can all try to embody, and to be good people and to follow what Jesus told us. Christ consciousness to me isn't about following a set of rules. It's about mastering your mind and body to live out your most fulfilling timeline and your highest timeline, and live and enjoy and harmony and forgiveness and love and leading with love and having zero prejudice. It sounds impossible. So to summarize, I feel that religion was built to keep you looking up at the ceiling. And Christ consciousness is about looking in the mirror and when you wake up to the fact that you are sovereign and you are free and you are powerful and you are in control of your life and your reality. You realize that the system only has as much power as you give it. And so all I would urge you to do, no matter what you follow, is just be conscious about where you're giving your power and live your highest timeline by embodying the truth, not the tradition. Be critical with your thinking and question things and take parts that suit you, and don't give away your power. And I just urge you to study yourself more. My goodness. Don't give me any hate. Love you.